How can you tell if your goals for social media are realistic? Hi, I'm Content Kent. I've been making videos for the internet for 25 years, and we're here on day two of how to get better at social media and you can become the best influencer for yourself and your business in 2024. I have four categories of goals for social media: winning the lottery, optimistic, realistic, and come on. Winning the lottery is essentially going viral. A lot of people that win the lottery, you hear stories about them going bankrupt within a year or two. If you go viral and you don't have systems set up, that essentially is a good analogy. Like that all of that opportunity could be wasted upon you if you're not ready to go. Optimistic would be, yeah, if everything goes right, we're going to get 50,000 new followers this year and 100,000 views and things like that. Realistic is somewhere in between where it's like, yeah, I really want to get 1,000, 2,000, and every business day I want to post, like that something. And then come on, is once a month I'm going to post a short form video, like, where it's you got to be a little bit more ambitious than that if you want to see any growth, if you want to see traction, if you want to see results from this. Being successful in online content, online video, online creation, online community, whatever you want to call it, always comes down to basically time, money, and the resources that you're able to put against it. Unfortunately, that's just the bitter truth, right? If you're not going to be consistently out there, consistently trying to get better every single time that you post, and being posting on the regular, you're just kind of hoping, praying, putting an offering out there to whatever higher power that you may feel to try to get traction. And that's just not repeatable. That's not reliable. And I think everyone just kind of gets frustrated with that. Seeing organic results takes a long time. Everyone who you feel is an overnight success story, like they've been doing it for years and years and years, and they finally kind of crack the code, whether that's the code within themselves, within their community, within the larger world. Like that genuinely, truly overnight sensation folks, the rarest of rare, rare, rare breeds of people. So don't compare yourself to the results of others. Don't compare yourself to the results of people that have been doing it 5 years, 10 years, whatever. You're on your own journey. And what that means is you have to make this work for yourself and you have to figure out goals that are going to sustain you and make you feel good and not feel like garbage, right? I myself have been a top level creator. I've worked with top level creators, and the stark reality is this stuff takes so long that if you're going to make money from the platforms themselves, like through ad dollars on YouTube, through communities, this or that, like if you really attack it for that long, you're going to start to be burnt out. You're going to be sort of questioning why you're doing this, who you are, what your identity is, all of that sort of stuff. Like there hasn't been a creator that I've known personally, professionally, and I've known a lot of people that hasn't been through that sort of ringer. And by the time that they're kind of buoyed at the top of the game, they're kind of not burnt out. So just know that all of these struggles that you may be feeling at the beginning, people still are feeling even deep into this. You need to build a system, a support network, and really have like a framework for this so that you don't burn out. Like, so you can delay that, so you can refine that, so you can channel that into positive directions. So, numbers, what are realistic numbers? Concrete numbers vary, right? Like it all depends on where you're starting from, where you want to go, how you get there, your consistency of posting, the frequency. It always comes down to shots on goal. But like for someone on a short form platform like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, etc., like if you are posting consistently and you're consistently listening and trying to look at the numbers and grow and get better, like it's not inconceivable to grow to 1,000, a few thousand subs in a year, right? You're doing that. It's on the regular. That's where organic growth is happening right now. But if you're doing it a long form thing, you have less shots on goal. You're producing less overall content, but like you might be able to repurpose some of that, and we'll get into that over the course of this month. But like you might be able to repurpose that and get a little bit more shots on goal using short form to like help publicize that. Like that might help grow you. But like growing a podcast is slow going, especially if it's a niche topic, if it's more locally focused. You're really going to have a little bit of more of a challenge to find your footing on a longer form platform. We recommend concretely that you at least be posting every business day if you're a business, so 20 times a month. That's going to kind of help find your voice and get your footing out there and do a decent enough of an experiment of what your content is, where you're going. Is there an audience out there? How can we work together and how can we grow together? If you're doing less than that, like, you know, if you're doing longer form things, we recommend at least weekly. If you're doing less than that, and the is not on both of those is not necessarily because you're not going to grow. Like you may be able to grow, but you may find it's easier to fall back to not doing the content because you're not thinking about it constantly. You're not actually executing it and you're not making it happen. So sometimes that momentum of just the consistency, the doing it every single day, that in and of itself is helpful to you because you build that as a habit, right? And that habit, that habitualness is really important because communication is a craft. It's never perfected, right? You're always changing. The people, the person, whomever you're communicating with is also always changing. You're stepping into a moving river, as they say, right? It's never the same twice. And so you can't just phone it in. You're not the Pope. You're not the monarch. You're not just speaking at people. You're speaking with people. You're talking to people and you're really working through like how to make this work and do that in a way that's genuine, that's of the medium that you're trying to pursue, and that it does it in a relatable way. And no one just does that perfectly all the time, right? Like, that's an evolution. That's a growth together. And if you think you can just, well, done, doesn't work like that. The biggest thing I want to leave you with what your goals are is create opportunities for small wins, meaning so you can hit these milestones and be excited and be happy because I think in the large scale of things, like it's easy to lose sight of like, well, only 200 people saw this, or well, only 1,000 people saw this. Well, only 10,000 people saw this. 10,000 people is like a basketball arena. 200 people coming to hear you give a speech is immense, right? Like in the right context. So you can't just view it as like, well, like 20 million people didn't see this. Most messages will not reach 20 million people unless you put large dollar amounts behind it. The thing about it is cherish those small wins, be as critical about the wins as you are about the losses, so you can try to figure out what went right, and also what went wrong, and so you can improve. That's the mantra. Consistently improve. And if you do that, that's going to be great. Tomorrow we talk about which medium you should choose, long form, short form, etc.